guys, it's Ellie from My Own House. Welcome to my channel, and if you've been here before, welcome back. Please like and subscribe. So today we're going to be looking at the set from Beetles. It is a 6-set gel polish and it's called Natural. I got it off Amazon and I'll link it down below. So we're going to need a lamp for this set because they are a UV LED cure and the curing time is 60 to 90 seconds. 7.5 mil, so I mean they're quite good bottles. And they're a soak off, which means you can soak them off with acetone. So we are going to be using something called a Swatch stick. I got them on Amazon too, and they're like these clear plastic nail tip thingies, and you can display your colours on them. So I'm going to grab 6 of them and I'll show you how I prep them. Now, because they're plastic and we're using gel, I always sort of whip over with my block first and just give them a rough surface. That will help the gel stick. And as you can see, when they're done, they've got like a matte surface to them. And I'm going to be using a base coat on these that I'm going to cure because I want the colour to stay on the swatch sticks. Now, I'll give you a little tip. What I like to do is, just in order to get the polish ready, is just roll it gently between my hands, and that will get the pigment up from the bottom. Don't shake the bottles because that will give you loads of air bubbles. So this set is called Natural, and the first colour that we're going to be starting off with is 361, and that is the palest of them. So what I'll do is I only work with the polish on one side of the brush so it doesn't gloop and go everywhere, and I'll kind of start in the middle of the nail, push it towards the cuticle and just drag it down on each side. So let's do that and have a look at the coverage on the first layer. Now, the lighter colours don't always give excellent coverage, so I more or less always do 2 coats. But let's get that on and I'll throw it in the lamp. I'm going to give these a 60-second cure and then we'll see what it looks like. And this is what it looks like after the first coat. I mean, the coverage isn't bad, but it's still got some bald spots, so I'm going to go in with the second coat and then I'm going to cure it and I'll show you what it looks like. And this is what it looks like after 2 coats. Decent coverage, I like that one. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with the top coat, and you can do both a glossy and a matte and just kind of split the nail down the middle, because that means you can display how they look depending on what top coat you use. So that's a little tip from me. And of course, after curing, my brilliant idea did not show up on camera, but at least you can see the colour, and half matte and half shiny. Anyways, let's move on to 362. That's slightly darker, and we'll have a look at the coverage. And I know a lot of people don't like Beetles because I don't feel they're pigmented enough, but remember, they are a really cheap line and it will give you a good selection of colours for, well, a fairly small amount of money. Right, so this is what it looks like after the first coat. Can't see it on camera, but it does need a second layer. And by the way, I work with really thin layers. You do not want this going on thick. So I'm going to just finish this off and I'll be putting a matte top coat on, and I'll get back to you a bit later and I'll show you what it ended up looking like. Right, so moving on to 363, which is more like a fleshy kind of pink. I'm just going to do what I've done with all the other ones, and I'm going to do one thin layer first and we'll have a look at that. And this one also needed a second coat to get all right coverage. Now, I think this might be one of my all-time favourite gel polishes. It is the 364, and that is the one I've got on. As you can see, the label on the bottle actually looks more pink than when it comes out, and that's why it's a good idea to actually swatch them. And you don't want to have clients sort of looking at all the bottles and spending loads and loads of time going through all the labels before you decide one. So yeah, do the swatches if you've got clients. I had to do 2 coats and I did a matte top coat, but I mean, look at this colour. I mean, it's absolutely fabulous. I think that will go with any skin tone. So that colour alone is almost worth it. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, moving into the 365. We'll be done soon. Only got that one and the brown one left to go. Also a little bit more of a sort of more beige, I suppose. But I mean, all the colours are really pretty, so I'm happy with the set, most definitely. To be quite honest guys, I think at this point we might as well just agree that the whole Beetles set does need 2 coats, and I've got lots of other products from them and it's the same there. So do a couple thin coats, and actually on some colours you might need a third one as well. Now you might laugh in the next clip because I'm going to get my file out and just sort of even out a bumpy edge, because this is the beauty industry and we want what we present to look absolutely flawless. And flawless is the reason that I'm going to have to take this bottle off the shelf, unfortunately. I'm going to swatch it anyway, because what happens, I opened it at home and then I've got a dog that chewed the cap and that just looks nasty. I can't explain that in any way to a client what those teeth marks are. That would be an absolute disgrace to bring that out. So let's get a couple of coats on that, and I just think we'll finish that off with the top coat. And this is what they all look like when they are put on the ring. There's only 5 here because I managed to, I don't know, I've dropped the last one, I couldn't find it, so I'm sorry about that. But as you can see, they look really, really presentable, and you can hang them on the wall with like a wall hook or something. And if clients pick them down, they can, well, to be honest, I mean, they can compare them to their skin tone and just see which one they like. So I would definitely recommend displaying your colours like this. Okay, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye!